Mabuhay Manila, this is Aishadel from ManilaShaker.com, and today we're back with another comparison, and this comparison will enlighten us of which one is really a worthy buy. Is it worth the upgrade? Ano mas better sa gaming? And ano ang mas suitable sa'yo? If you are short for the Realme 6 Pro and the Realme 7 Pro, then this might be an option. So let's start the comparison review of the two vanilla versions, Realme 6 and the Realme 7. Before we start, there are some improvements, especially in the camera features, but there's some downgrade in the performance section, and we will talk about it later. But first, what we notice about the two phones are the design. The typical signature Realme design on the Realme 6, which is the yellow circle on the first lens. Now Realme 7, as you can see, we are greeted with a new refresher design, bagong design sa mata, and it looks more premium. They still have the same button placement, still have a quad camera setup, still the same display specs, 6.5-inch IPS LCD Full HD+, still has a punch hole cutout, and still in a 90Hz refresh rate screen. Now let us now see the two main section, which is camera and performance. Let us start with the camera comparison. They still have the same camera specs, 64MP f1.8 main cam, 8MP ultra wide, 2MP macro and 2MP depth sensor. The main cam was improved. Realme 7 is slightly more vibrant compared to the previous model. Also, HDR processing is significantly improved on the Realme 7, and the shadow handling is enhanced. The contrast is somehow inconsistent on the two devices. The images, however, appear quite soft on the Realme 6 compared to the Realme 7, and the exposure value is still the same. Basically, the dynamic range and overall balance output is what we'll get if we buy the Realme 7. Now switching to the ultra-wide lens, the first noticeable difference is the blown-out highlights and the shadows on Realme 6. However, Realme 7's ultra-wide also has deeper blacks, but the highlights are now balanced. Overall, images are good and sharp with no color fringing, and color reproduction on Realme 7 is more vibrant. Shooting macros, the Realme 7 outputs better white balance while Realme 6 is in a cooler tone. There are also slight grains on the Realme 7, but in return, we get a detailed macro photo, while the Realme 6 processes less grain in exchange of the detail. Realme 7 is also brighter compared to the Realme 6. Shooting on portrait mode, what we notice is the edge-to-edge detection, which Realme 6 is struggling if we only shoot on objects. But if we nailed it, it has good background separation. We still see the improvements on the Realme 7 as it still uses the main cam. Now switching to the front cam outdoors, the skin tone, exposure, and contrast are the visible improvement on Realme 7. However, when we took it indoors, the skin tone on Realme 7 is in a pinkish tone, while Realme 6 outputs a more true-to-life skin tone. On video recording, both can shoot 4K at 30 frames and 1080p at 30 to 60 frames, though both phones only have EIS on 1080p at 30 FPS. Still, both have the Ultra Steady and Ultra Steady Max feature for more stable video clips. So what was added? Camera features are improved, and there are a lot of features that you can see on the Realme 7, including Starry Night mode, 64MP Pro mode, an expert mode which can now shoot in RAW, which is a pretty great deal if you're into productivity and photography stuff. There are also new crazy filters to try, and the Google Lens is here. Also, both have slow motion that can shoot 120 FPS 1080p footage. Now in their performance, we only saw a few differences and we think that this is only for that specific person who loves gaming more than its camera. First, we got an 8% performance upgrade from Helio G90T to Helio G95, both Android 10.0 right out of the box with latest Realme UI on top. And for the number comparison, here is the Antutu benchmark score. As we said, Realme 7 is leading by 8% in the performance, but what we notice when gaming is the chipset compatibility. They are both 8 plus 128GB variants and have the same GPU but with different clock speed. And upon diving into the games itself, we found that PUBG Mobile can offer HDR plus ultra frame rates and smooth plus extreme on Realme 6, while Realme 7 only has HD plus high settings. Also in Cyber Hunter, we can see the 90fps option on the Realme 6 and it is more stable. This makes the Realme 6 wins in terms of optimization. On Mobile Legends, however, they have the same settings. For the battery performance, here are the results. As you may also notice, they have the same charging speed with similar 30W fast charge but with different mAh battery. 5000 mAh battery on Realme 7 while 4300 mAh cell on Realme 6. And why? Kasi ang Realme 6 ay gumagamit ng 30W flash charge, while the Realme 7 uses a 30W dart charging, and this is a great upgrade on the battery as we can get more gaming time and extended daily usage of the device while using up the battery in just 1 hour. So what is the main reason you should upgrade? First, hindi na siya gaming-centric phone but a more of an overall day-to-day device. You have improved and added camera features, you have an excellent performance in gaming and multitasking in just one phone. But if you are still into gaming and doesn't really want added camera features, we suggest you stick to Realme 6. Why? As you saw earlier, we have ultra settings in PUBG, 90fps in Cyber Hunter, and to make it short, Helio G90T on Realme 6 is more optimized than Helio G95 on the Realme 7. Though G95 is 8% higher in performance, but optimization in the older chipset wins. As for heating problems, Realme 7 is slightly cooler than Realme 6 and they probably did a more complex cooling in the build. So how about the prices? Realme 6 is currently priced 13,990 pesos while Realme 7 is priced 14,990 pesos. At 1,000 peso difference, the upgrade was definitely worth it. More usage thanks to 5000 mAh battery, premium look, and more camera features. A worthy upgrade but still, Realme 6 is the best choice for mobile gamers. That's a comparison of the two phones. Let us know in the comment section below which one is better in your opinion. This ends our video. Thank you guys for watching and also thank you for all those who joined in our giveaway. We will pick the winners this week. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified, and don't forget to visit manilashaker.com for more tech news, reviews, and comparison of the latest device. Again, this is Aishadel and mabuhay Manila!